Well, you just heard it. Spring break travel is going to be crazy this year because everybody is back to it. But a number of families are saying, you know what, we just want to stay home instead.
Yeah, so here's the good news. You can plan a fun staycation without breaking the bank or losing your sanity. So Nikki Davis is showing us some tips and tools to help with using things that are probably already around your house. Nikki, thanks for sticking around with us. So talk to us about, we all know that spending a full week with the kids at home, it can be stressful. I've been there, done that. So what are some easy ways we can avoid that stress?
Listen, staycations are my absolute favorite, let me tell you, okay? Besides the obvious saving money, I'm just a homebody at heart, so this is one of the most passionate topics I'm going to talk about today. Staycations, right? A lot of parents are doing them nowadays, right? And, for some, it's exciting, it's thrilling, you can plan activities, but for others, it can be kind of daunting. So I want to cover some survival kit, right? I want to cover a survival kit today that kind of will help you navigate through your week of your staycation.
Oh, good.
But before we talk into some of the survival kits, I do want to make sure that if you are at home and you plan on staying home for the week, make sure that your connectivity is on point, okay? So if you haven't already, I would recommend running a speed test at your house. There are several out there. I know fast.com is one of them. Speed of Me, I think, is another. But run a speed test to make sure that your internet speeds, whether it's fiber or your copper, right, are keeping up with your kids, right? You want them to make sure that your connectivity is good. The second thing I will say is when it comes to the survival kit, and I brought a couple things with me today. Hopefully we can see them on camera here, but they're everyday items, right? We'll talk first about headphones, and the ones I have today are over-the-ear headphones. Parents, this is for you. When your kids are downloading games and they're downloading apps, this is going to help with the noise cancellation so that you're not always going to have to be involved in those activities, right? Another thing is just going to be a simple phone or a tablet, right? And we talked about it briefly before, but these items, you can download games, you can download, games, all kinds of things, and it be a safe environment for your kids. Don't forget the parental controls on those. And then lastly, probably my favorite, I know my 11-year-old daughter loves this. She actually hangs it, and you can hear her singing karaoke from the showers, but here is a wireless speaker, right? And it's the waterproof kind, so it will be good for like outside in the rain, things like that. But these simple things will change, a staycation from being misery and daunting to, you know what, we're having a little bit of fun. This is okay. I'm making it. So
yeah, that's what it's supposed to be.
So I highly recommend those items.
Well,
those are good.
Yeah,
Nikki, you covered a lot of great things, but if you're going to spend a week with them, you'd like to have a little bit of quality time while they're at home. So we don't necessarily want them on the phones and the tablets the entire time. Do you have any advice to let them enjoy the tech and stay kind of engaged at the same time? Make sure that they're just not holed up in their room constantly on their phone?
And that's the key right there is we don't want our kids zoning out, right? So we don't want to just hand them a tablet and have them watch TV shows all day. Like we want it to be somewhat educationally, engaged and stimulating, and also to where your kids don't necessarily feel like it's learning. So with that, I want to talk about an app or two, as well as some other activities that you can do as a parent that help. Kahoot. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but we run that with our team right now. That app features over 50 million public games, and this platform is basically it's all about learning. Okay, so your kids don't even know they're doing it. They're downloading, answering questions. It's fun, and it's great for learning. The second thing I'll touch on, and I know I'm just a little bit late in the segment, but you can actually download apps that will help you with cooking, right? Really? And this is, your kids jumping in, thinking of great recipes. Yeah, it's awesome, right? To where, every night you could pick a new destination and make it feel like you were there. You're cooking from Mexico or from whatever country you decide.
Oh, cool. I love that idea.
Yeah, so those are some of my favorites. I think a couple others worth mentioning, art projects. I know, we don't want paint all over our walls, and We don't want, the mess of paint. Well, there are apps out there that will allow your kids to paint on the tablet without making a mess. And then the last one I haven't done yet, but I think is an amazing idea. Maybe I'll push it off for this summer, but that's simulating camping, right? And what I mean by that is out back, right? I have a nice sized backyard, setting up my projector, setting up my speakers, right? Getting out there and pretend like we're camping, watching movies, getting the tablet out, making some outdoor noises, but I think really diving into that environment would be a great activity for you to do while you're on your staycation.
Oh, I do love that idea. Those are all great ideas.
They are, yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And you mentioned, bringing a little international flair with your cooking, looking up some recipes. Some kids might not like cooking or doing museum tours or all these other things. What do you suggest for those?
Get outside.
If you're
like me, get outside. I mean, there are a ton of local parks, right, that you can go to, that you can hike. And even and again, we'll add that digital element to it, you can actually download apps that will help you navigate the parks and the different types of hikes that you go to. They're fitness apps, right? Well, I think Walk Outdoors is one of them that will kind of help you just make sure you're moving your body and you're staying active.
Yeah.
So if, dance parties we talk about, if you're not big into staying in the house and the cooking, then absolutely. The weather's nice, get out, go to a park and enjoy it.
Great ideas.
This has all been great. It really has. I mean, just beneficial information for us to all use. And it is amazing how technology is able to help us connect even in person now. You know what I mean? Because long it was text me, but now, we can use this stuff in person and hang out with each other and enjoy spring break. Nikki, thank you so much. It was really a pleasure to talk with you today. We appreciate it.
Great ideas.
Absolutely. And one last thing just before I go. Pop into any of your local AT&T stores if you need help with additional ideas or resources, or if there's anything that we can help you with at all. It doesn't have to be, you porting over anything like that. Ask our friendly experts, and they'll be able to help you with all these great ideas.
Yeah, we aren't the tech experts, you all are.
That's right.
That's why we go to you.
Yeah.
Thank you again, Nikki. Have a great weekend.
Yeah.